is the Motovation Podcast, hosted by Laurie Joy Kingwell and Krissy Vann. That's me. And we're taking you on a little off-roading.
And every single week, we're going to be joined by our dope friend, Richelle from True Grit Moto.
Woo! Hey, I floss.
And every week, we are going to ask each other stupid questions, and we're going to answer them. And why, you may ask? Because we can. All right, this is your Motovation.
Off-road edition.
All right, off-roading. Here we go. All right, who wants to kick it off?
I'm going to turn my sound off so that way nobody fucks around here. I'll kick it off. Let's kick it off.
Hey, I'll get going.
Okay, so the other day I was watching Raising Arizona. Have y'all seen it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Terrible movie, but so funny. They like steal a baby. And anyway, the main actor is Nicolas Cage. So what do you think of Nicolas Cage? Big fan? Not a fan? Do you even know him?
Haven't met him.
So personally, if you were going to pay me even $5 right now, 100, 1,000, a million to name a movie that he's in, I'm drawing a blank, but I obviously know who he is and I'm not a movie buff. That being said, when I saw this question come up, I was like, I don't know anything about Nicolas Cage. I'd like to learn. And so then I found out how he went crazy bankrupt because he spent all the money from his movies, then made a bit of a comeback. And he's just this super artistic little weirdo in the kind of best way. And I was like, oh, I appreciate your lack of caring. Like you're just this actor character living life that doesn't seem as caught up in all the bullshit. So
seems to be a bit unhinged, though. There's a part of me that's like, how much of that is planned and how much of that is for a lack of a capability to do anything else? Because he is, so as an actor, I appreciate him. I've always quite liked him in whatever he plays because he actually does a really good job. Well, I shouldn't say actually, he's an actor. That's what he does. He does a good job. He's obviously in that business.
He's actually an actor.
He's actually an actor. There were some creepy things that happened where he married this 20-year-old or 19-year-old when he was in his, I don't even know, 50s. So that was a creep thing. There's already the bankruptcy and thing. And then I was like, this dude is always a bit weird on the personal side of things, but almost that too, bravo to you. But then I also did the same thing. I was like, I bet you there's some weird shit out there about this dude. So I as well Googled him and found some fun ass facts.
Let's hear them.
Such as?
Okay. One is he bought one of the most haunted houses in the world because he wanted to go live there and write a horror book, scary book.
Great conversation starter.
Yeah, but he lost it to a foreclosure. Never wrote the book. He also did mushrooms with his cat, I think numerous times. And he describes how he looked over and he was like, "You are my brother." And
Wait. So the cat did them too?
Yeah. Apparently the cat liked to do them. It sounded like this wasn't necessarily a one-off and that this was it almost sounded as though, and don't quote me, Google yourself, but that his cat actually did it more often than he did, as in he would feed it these mushrooms because the cat was so excited about it finally or something, to the degree of him doing it, be like, you know what, we're going to do it together, kitty cat. And
that sounds like a story he would have created on mushrooms, to be tripping so much that you'd be like, my cat loves them. But I'm like, did it do them? I don't know.
Yeah. Here's more. When he was arrested back in 2009, Dog the Bounty Hunter put bail up for him.
What?
Oh. Yes. Dog the Bounty Hunter. Also,
you've made it when Dog the Bounty Hunter is after you.
100%. He had an intruder come into his house. And when he woke up, the intruder was at the end of his bed in the dark, eating an ice cream treat. And he's like, yeah, you may think that would be real funny. And he's like, but it's not when it's real life. He's like, it was terrifying. I was like, yes, it is amazingly funny when you retell it. But can you imagine someone's in your house naked at the end of your bed, watching you eating ice cream something?
That's fucking horrifying.
That doesn't happen to you guys every day.
That's what Dave does before he comes to bed.
I was going to say, Gavin.
What gets me going.
Right?
The old naked ice cream trick. That old thing.
It was just the amount of weird things about this dude. And that was just it says while filming Vampire Kiss, a movie, he ate live cockroaches, and it was his idea to do it. They weren't like, would you? He was like, hey, you know, I was thinking, it would be really good for the movie if, like, this guy's committed. And that's why too, I'm like, part of me super respects this dude. Part of me is just like, you are a wily human.
Yeah. Well,
so
I mean,
I'm into
popular movies are like Gone in 60 Seconds and Face Off, John Travolta,
right.
and like all these
Family
movies
Man.
are like Family Man. I love Family Man. I watch that shit all the time. He's got some like wild out there movies, and they're just so good. They're always good.
Mm-hmm.
But then he's
discounted by
like,
his wiliness.
I think Ghost Rider was he in Ghost Rider? Okay, that was terrible. I hate it. You
know what he did for that Ghost Rider? He went and stayed in the Dracula's castle, and I guess he showed up the next day at work, and they're like, "Man, you don't look like you slept." He's like, "Yeah, I went and slept in that castle," which I think it's abandoned now. And they were like, "Why?" And he was like, "Oh, I just thought it'd help me with my character." He's like, "It was very creepy." Yeah, man. It's like Transylvania, where they like where they believe Dracula, like, or what it originated from. He was just like, "Yep, I thought it'd help with my character," and he's like, "Turns out it didn't sleep. It was creepy."
I love it. He's so raw, you know? So I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan.
3 thumbs up, it sounds like.
I'm all for letting your weirdness hang out.
Yes.
So.
Okay.
Yes.
So we all are big time
pro Mr. Cage.
Well done.
Die hard Cagers.
We didn't even know it.
The only time.
One day I'll see one of his films.
Please do.
One day.
Please start with Raising Arizona, because you will just die. It's so cheese.
Maybe we'll watch it together.
Yes, please. Actually, I'll do it here at the barn. I'll put up a film.
Let's have a Cage.
We can have a Nicolas Cage.
All the movies that he was in. Everyone has to come as a different version of Nicolas Cage.
Oh my God, that would be so good.
We'll serve cockroaches.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
It. Great.
Yeah, I love that.
All right.
Okay.
Who's next on the roster?
What was the first cassette you ever owned? And I say cassette because that's most likely the reality for all 3 of us.
Yeah, it is.
How rude.
Okay, we all
come on. The first cassette. Gosh, man, why you got to hit me with this?
I don't remember the first cassette. I do not remember like. I remember being a huge fan. Now talk about polar opposite sides of the spectrum. Huge fan of Reba McEntire and had all her CDs.
Oh, yes.
And then huge fan of Boyz II Men, had all of their CDs. So I just like swap back and forth. Little bit CC Music Factory right there in the middle.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But I just remember, did you guys have one of those cases that zipped up and you like put your cassettes and you slid them in to keep them organized? And
I still have it.
Okay, girl.
You guys might have seen it in a recent video that I put up on my Instagram.
I'll send it my way.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't remember the first one necessarily. I couldn't pinpoint.
My first one was because I absolutely loved Top Gun. My first cassette would have been Whitlock. So it would have been Take My Breath Away.
Oh, amazing.
Like, take my breath away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. That was that. Whoever did that
what a
album.
Sexy song.
Tell me about
sexy song.
It was, I think I found it amongst a bunch of Playboys that my mom's boyfriend had. And I was like, what is this? And like, we had one in my mom's car, right?
Was just hanging out by the Playboys.
Well, he had like a bunch of them, but that one, I was like, I know, I love Top Gun.
I pictured all of a sudden that he was like, these are go together like mustard and ketchup. Like he put the song on and then he brought his magazines out to do some wank jobs. Yeah, take my breath away. Yeah, he's just like, oh, look at her big boobies.
So mine was TLC. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Crazy, sexy, cool.
Waterfalls.
Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to.
We went chasing waterfalls, ladies.
I was just making a remix.
I love that song, man.
Yep.
That song is still a hit, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. I always thought it was Don't Go Jason Waterfalls. I don't know if anybody else thought that.
I don't think they did. I don't think of one. I don't think if we took a poll, I don't think anyone would be like, oh my God, someone else thought it was Go Chasing Jason Waterfall.
No, there was no Jason.
That's like our real ladies, man.
There was
like,
no
come on,
Jason.
Jason.
It
Sticks
just...
to the rivers and lakes that you're used to.
Exactly. It makes perfect sense. Am I right? You guys are on another level.
Love it. Love it. Okay. If you could choose anywhere in the world that you could have been born and raised in, where do you think you would have wanted to do that at?
This is going to sound weird, but Croatia.
Ooh,
okay.
Why?
I just, anybody
like,
that
wow.
I know that's from Croatia loved Croatia.
Okay.
They're like born there, love it there, will die there.
Is it like, okay, I need to know more about it. Cause that's like a little bit like where I'm from. Like there's a certain amount of pride in there and the people that are like from there, love there. Why Croatia though?
Okay,
like,
so Croatia, I feel like Croatia's like Canada, like the Canadians, where it's like, are you from Canada? Yes, I am from Canada. Like we're so proud of it because Canada's amazing. I love it. It's very free. There's a lot of.
I was going to say, not the freest.
Okay, we've done some bad things, but it's not like number one in the worst place to live.
I love how that's our brag. Like that's our brag. Well, we're terrible. We're not the worst.
Not number one.
Yeah, we're just
number one.
We got work to do, but we're not.
I feel like Croatia's like Canada, but it has like beautiful oceans and beautiful people and they have a good culture. And I mean, I should probably go there before I speak any further, but anybody I've met from there is like, I love Croatia. I love home. And I'm like, okay, that seems dope.
I feel like I got to go down a little bit of a rabbit hole on Croatia now.
Okay, do it.
Check it out. Cause I feel like, people are that amped up about it. It's gotta be for something.
You've heard about that, right? People are like Croatia.
Nope, not even once. But
what?
I also have never met anyone that is from Croatia yet. So that also would go hand in hand of why I haven't heard anyone really. And it's not like people from Canada are like, hey, where do you want to go travel? And they're like, I'm headed to Croatia. They go to Australia.
So many people,
like
I feel. Croatia was a huge.
Really?
Croatia is huge.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Apparently not in the prairies or just not in my inner circle. Cause I just haven't, I know of Croatia, obviously, but I didn't know that this was like a main destination place to head to.
There was a period of time
stunning.
about 3 summers ago that I was like, everyone I know is in Croatia. Like,
wow, why am I missing out on this?
Instagram blew it up. That's why there's like those classic Instagram shots, and then people were like, gotta go get it.
Like look like old towns of Dalmatia, like the Croatian nights that they have there. They're like
gosh.
I
know.
Like
a paradise.
It looks
Tourism
like
Croatia hit us up.
It looks like oh my God, let's do that. It looks like Italy and like the Maldives.
This is insane.
France had a baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody that's listening, Google it and then just go to images alone.
Yeah, Zadar's Sea organ.
You know what it looks like? It's from Lord of the Rings. You know where the elves are like in this mystical land and she's like standing on the mountain, Liv Tyler. And you're just like, can you imagine if that place existed? Turns out it does. It's called Croatia.
It's a nonstop pleasure cruise of eyesight. When you go through there, you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna just like come in my chair.
Why would you leave? Why would you move away?
That's why people want to go back
to you
there.
On the plane.
Yeah. Krissy, what about you? Where would you go?
Mine would be France, and for a couple of reasons. Their work-life balance focus is tremendous. The biggest reason is that their public water fountains have flat and sparkling. And I think that's fantastic. Yes. They have their whole public water system also has sparkling water, and it's like exceptionally clean water. And boulangeries. Who doesn't want baguettes all day and all night?
I love a boulangerie any day.
I love boulangerie too.
Right?
Unreal. Boulange me up.
It looks like we might have grown up in this make-believe land together because mine is also France. It's just technically south of France.
South of France is beautiful.
Yeah. We went there we did from like Paris to Nice and went a little bit up north as well. And it was one of the happiest places I've ever happy. Instead, they were rude to me. They didn't like me. The French didn't enjoy my personality or my lack of language for sure. But the further south I went, the kinder and more gentler they became but technically I'd be growing up there. So that'd be a non-issue.
Yeah, they'd be like, hey,
they'd be like, yeah, you're okay, I guess.
Yeah,
and
come on.
Okay? But it was the most beautiful place I've ever been to in the world. And I would live in like a little country, grow up in like a little country hamlet just outside of the city. So I could like sneak into it as a teenager. But I didn't grow up in the city because I really loved that I grew up in a small town, and I wouldn't want to not grow up in a small town because I loved growing up in a small town. But yeah. And
everything smells amazing.
Language is so amazingly beautiful to hear.
Yes.
Like and you get to travel all over Europe easily.
And the sparkling water.
And the sparkling water. I don't drink sparkling water, but I mean, like if I had the choice, wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Just the fact you have a choice.
Wait, why don't you drink sparkling water? I'm curious. I love sparkling water.
It's it's the fizz. I don't like pop either.
Okay,
but I do like
shams. I love
champs.
the bubble. See?
Then you gotta like fizz. Do you like kombucha? Kombucha?
I can drink kombucha and I do enjoy some of it, but for some reason it has to be really worth it for the bubbles.
Mm-hmm.
I remember at school, they would give you like, if a big treat was the teachers would hand out cans of pop. And I was just like, well,
isn't that crazy though?
I was like,
yeah,
here's some
so
sugar.
gross.
Here's a can of sugar, kids. Have at her. Good luck with your teeth.
You can't concentrate. And they're just like, sit still in your desk.
You're like, I'm going to explode.
Yeah. And you're like, I'm so confused and excited.
My teeth hurt.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Have you ever used the washroom and, oh no, there's no toilet paper? Worst moment. Go.
I couldn't remember necessarily my worst moment. Absolutely. So many different times. I think the worst is when you've gone number 2 and realize there's none there. Cause like if you've gone number 1, you can drippy drip, 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 and then make your way. But it definitely feels like a different experience when you haven't been able to clean yourself and you have to like maneuver yourself somewhere else to then clean yourself. The key is you don't pull your pants all the way up until you get to your next destination. You make sure there is comfortable space between your linen material and your bum. So that has been, but it's those moments that you've sat, you relieved, and it's like you go to reach, and especially in a public bathroom, and you think, no, this isn't happening. But I've done it where I've asked someone next to me, could you pass? And they passed toilet paper underneath to me. And
that's so sweet.
You're a gem.
But you also got to consider that maybe who knows where their hand has been.
It's better than walking around with poop on the bum.
Think of where it's heading.
It's like, where's it going? On
think
my
of
bum?
where it's heading.
Like it is still cleaner than where it's on its way to. Exactly, Krissy. It's still headed to its doom. That toilet paper.
It's not like you're like, ooh, this is a freshie. Let me give it rub it on my face before.
I haven't blown my nose and then taken care of business on the back end.
So I don't know your life. Okay, whatever.
Ma'am, did you wash your hands before you handed me?
Just dip them in the bowl.
Somebody out there will relate with me, and that's all I care about.
Love it. I forget though, you do have a bathroom thing with your new clean toilet seats, and like you have standards to your bathroom. I don't know if you call it etiquette, your bathroom rules, your bathroom expectations.
It's like you just want a certain something for the toilet experience. But I did recently. I started dating somebody. Obviously, you guys know.
Love her.
And she's taught me this whole new thing of just getting in the shower right away. So then you just give it the bum blow. You know what I mean? Where it cleans your bum and
that's our bidets. We have that built into our toilet. We have a butt shower every time we go to the bathroom. Me and Krissy.
You guys do?
Once again, we need to be sponsored by Tushy.
Yes, to be clear.
Tushy.
I need a tushy.
Clean bum.
Okay.
Oh,
I
yeah.
had
like,
no
When
idea.
you wipe, there's
Attachment.
nothing on that, pretty much nothing, if at all, nothing on the toilet paper. When you wipe, you are
And-
fully clean.
Is it a gun or what is it? Is it?
Kind of. Yeah,
Oh,
kind of.
And you can adjust the
Yeah,
aim.
it's a really good
and with
explanation, actually.
the tushy, you can add it to any toilet that you have, and you can add it to your hot water supply so that it's a warm wash.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I don't have that fancy of one. Mine, I don't even think mine has a name. It's just like spray your butt and here you go.
But it's like a cheap company that basically has great marketing. I'm going to send the ads to you. You will die laughing.
I love
and
that.
quite literally, the whole thing was to make bidets clean bums for all. That's their goal in life.
It's so important. I hear that it's just, and and then I started doing it and I was like, I can't go back.
Well, that's the problem. When you go to somebody else's house or in a public area and you got to take care of business, you spend the rest of the day questioning your hygiene because you're so
poopy
used to
bum.
being now officially so clean.
I'm just going to carry a spray bottle with me that has very intense stream.
Okay.
Like one of those cans you get that like blow air into your keyboard.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Okay.
like set like one of those.
Yeah. Now
and
you're
just-
onto something for the
Best
road.
air.
That's it for,
For
the
the
road.
road. Yeah, and then you spray some
Fishy
water
for the
and blow it.
road.
Yeah.
Holy man, we're millionaires
thought.
soon to be.
We really are. We could
What would we
afford
call
like
it?
a closet.
Quick,
We'd
come on, we're smart. What would we call it?
We'd call it Will Not Away. Dingle Nose.
Ass blast.
Last will not away. Okay.
Yeah.
See,
Very good.
this recording's not just for fun, folks.
It's not. Okay, what was the
Solving
question again?
world's
Oh,
complex
I answered. Oh.
problems.
Did everybody answer that? I don't think I did.
I didn't either. I was more a participant. in
I forgot what the
organic
question was, to be
discussion.
quite honest.
What have you ever been in the situation of no
Oh,
paper
yeah.
where yes,
Right.
I answered.
if it's a pee like the drip dry, no shame there. I'm a pro because I'm
Yeah.
a big nature anywhere goes
Yeah.
situation. The latter doesn't really happen to me because I always check ahead. I do recall something recently though, where those cases they have the TP in, like when you're in a restaurant or in the airport, and so there's two large rolls in
Yes.
the wall.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But sometimes one is done and then you need to shift it to the other, and where I could not physically figure out, so I had my hand up in this little thing grabbing little tears of
Like a
TP
squirrel?
to try and
Little
create.
squirrel.
Oh
hand.
yeah. Because I'm like, I
Oh.
checked ahead, there was TP in there, but then I couldn't get at it, and I was like a
Yes.
frantic squirrel to be like, we're not going
Sometimes
down
they're
like
locked.
this.
They get
Sometimes
like
they're
locked.
locked. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just a
And then you're
cruel joke to the
spit
public.
on the hand.
Oh
Little
no!
hand wipe.
What?
No.
Absolutely not.
Oh, me either. Weird. Who does that?
Checks her
Okay, so my
fingernails.
worst moment.
Never high fiving you again.
No wonder she was so obsessed about where
Yeah, every time you meet someone, you go to shake their hand. I'm gonna just like give them the look and be like, "Don't do it! Don't do it! Don't do it!"
Check her hands. Check her hands. Check her
Absolutely
hands.
not. No, just fist or like elbow bump. Keep the COVID rules in place
my
here.
God. I've just lost so many friends. Oh man. Okay. So when I was younger, I didn't know I had there was no toilet paper. I didn't know what to do. So I wiped it with a face cloth, but then
Yes, I've
folded
done
it
that.
back up
Yeah.
and put it
Ooh.
back
Oh,
where it
no.
goes.
Oh,
no.
Yeah. And
Right,
and
as
my
a little
aunt,
kid.
and my aunt had walked in and went to use the face cloth, obviously wet her face, grabbed the cloth. Yeah. And the rest is history.
no.
I was
Oh,
in
no.
so much trouble. And it was, I don't even know if my mom will remember it, but I'll never forget it.
100%.
You know what I mean? I was just like,
100%.
wasn't me. Like there was a lot of times where like I had gap in my tooth where it was like I'd eat a banana and then put it back, but like there'd be like the middle of the banana missing, and they're like, "Who did it?" And I'd be like, "Wasn't me." And it was like, "No, you're the only one with a gap in your tooth. Get over it." But
Imprint is there.
Yeah. There is literally a ski slope missing in the middle of that. So anyway, that was the end of that, and I don't think I ever really fully fessed up to it. Like we were all about to get our butt beat, so
No pun intended.
You just went off-roading with the Motovation Podcast, hosted by Laurie Joy Kingwell and myself, Krissy Vann.
And of course, a special thank you to Richelle from True Get Moto.
Whoop, boss it.
Never miss an episode by hitting like or subscribe. Connect with us on Instagram at Motovation Podcast and visit our website at themotovation.com. And in the meantime, full tanks, full throttle.
I think this is good though. It's like healthy, you know, like people will be like, oh my God, I don't floss.
Plus, it'd be so hard not to laugh to get through this intro.